One person who knows his identity, who knows why he is born, who has a vision of what he wants to do, who has been able to align strategies and put strategies on how he's going to accomplish that vision, is what every nation needs to be able to be built. One person who knows his identity, who knows his purpose, who has a vision of what he wants to do, and who has penned down strategies on how he's going to accomplish them, is all that a nation needs to be on the right trajectory towards being built and towards being transformed. I take it again. One person who knows who he is, who knows his identity, who knows why he's here on the earth, who has a vision of what he wants to do, and has been able to put down the strategies that would help him to accomplish the vision, is what every nation needs to be able to grow. So wherever you are standing, whatever set or subset you are standing in the nation building parameter, in the nation building set, wherever you are standing, it is your responsibility to know your identity. And identity is not a manipulatable variable. Identity is not assigned. Identity is discovered. Identity is that thought in the heart of God that made it necessary for you to be created. Purpose is that thing that God had that necessitated your creation. You don't make a product before deciding what it's going to do. You decide what a product is going to do before you make it. That is purpose. That thing that you are meant to do right here between the time that has been given to you to live on earth. And it's your responsibility to ask your manufacturer and say, why did you make me? You don't assign purpose to yourself, you discover it. And God is so gracious that he gave all of us accompanying features, accompanying gifts, accompanying interests, accompanying abilities that serve as indicators for us to know what is that thing that he has sent us on the earth to do. You must explore your abilities, gifts, and talents because they serve as indicators for what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. But most importantly, you must ask the manufacturer. If I don't understand why this AC has been made, I must ask the person that made it. And the person was so gracious to make a manual that even if I'm not able to see him personally, I can read his manual and understand why he has made this thing, all of the functions and the functionalities of the things that he has made. The next thing is that your environment, you must take responsibility for positively reconstituting your environment. Your vision is what you are set to do. It's a vivid description of your unexpected end. So if the vision is that there must be free education for all schools in Bauchi, that's the vision that Micah has. Micah must begin to align strategies to make him to accomplish that vision. Any vision that is not clear enough can never be achieved. You must be able to define your vision by a vivid description. What's your vision again? A reformed people and a transformed society. That is a vision. At the end of the day, when we are assessing quintessentially, we should be able to see a reformed people and a transformed society, and they have the indicators. Purpose is what determines the yardstick of measuring your effectiveness. If you don't know your purpose, we can't determine whether you are effective or not. At the end of the day, every one of us is going to be judged not by the things that we did, but by the things that we were meant to do that we did or we did not do. So it is our responsibility from now on. Young people, listen to me as I begin to take my seat. We can't leave anything to chance. Nigeria is where it is because our fathers and our forebears left things to chance. There was no intentionality in identifying who they are. There is no intentionality in knowing why they are here. There was no intentionality in vision. There was no intentionality in strategy. There was no intentionality in crafting something that an entire nation, 50 years, 100 years later, will be able to make reference to and say, this is the path of our nation. How can one man draft a nation, a vision for a nation that 50 years later is still being followed according to the blueprint? That man was a man of vision. That man was a man that understood who he was. He understood his assignment. How can one man stand and say, I have a dream, and 40 years later we are seeing the accomplishment of that dream? How can one man say, we are going to work for the emancipation of India and we are not going to use violence? And India got independence from Britain without the use of violence. How can one man spend 27 years in prison and come out and say that my oppressors, I'm not going to oppress them? Everybody should stand for peace because all men were created equal. How can one man craft a vision for a nation sustainable over 70, 50, 100, 200, 2,000 years, as in the case of Jesus Christ, 1,400 years or 1,500 years, as is the case of Muhammad, and so many other people that are responsible for the birthing of visions? How can one man, George Washington, say that a nation should be built, and up until now, America still lays hold those things to be true, that all men were created equal? How can one man, Abraham Lincoln, write the Emancipation Proclamation that freed all slaves and gave right opportunities to black people in the United States? One man is sufficient to build a nation. Discover what your nation is. Know your identity. Know why you were born. Craft a vision. Work your strategies. Nigeria is waiting for you to emerge. We need you for this nation to be built. Thank you.